All right. Hopefully everybody can get here today. Hopefully because I sent everybody their. It's got some pictures on
I
here.
changed my name to that.
I guess it's whoever gets here first. Well, no, you got here before I did.
Yeah, I did. Right. I don't know. I've got to do a Zoom interview next Wednesday for some podcast.
Do you know who that's for?
Pull it up here. He sent me an email.
We could tell people about it.
A guy named Brian Ferguson. And the podcast is called Bumps and Thumps. I think he's been around for a while. But, of course, one of the things I told him I wanted to push more than anything else was our podcast. So. And he sent me an agenda, and that was the first thing on there. So
that was good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Charles, any truth about a supporter battle royal being added to the October Garden? You know what? We could do that. But we're going to take down the first and second rope, and you're going to get through off the first rope.
I remember Ole.
Maybe we should throw him in the ring. Maybe that should be that. Maybe we should do that.
Ole was a babyface there in Georgia for a little bit, and they were bringing in after him. And they brought Ernie Ladd. And it was the only time I'd ever saw Ernie Ladd live. They just brought him in for this one show in Columbus. And they called it a dog pound match where they just took all the ropes off the ring and just slid them up underneath. And that was the most terrifying match because people were going, the whole time because they would teeter close to it, and then they'd come back and then teeter close to the side. It was good. I'll never forget that.
Well, now, Charles, we are going to have a blindfold battle royal. Those are always fun.
Unless you've worked 3 matches and then you're in the blindfold battle royal to the end.
Sometimes that becomes a problem. But
yeah.
King Kong Bundy. Yeah, I always like King Kong Bundy. Michael Malenko and Tom. No. Sorry, Michael. I have to ixnay the great Malenko.
I mean, you can put him in there.
Yeah. He'd be in your top 100, not a problem. I'm telling you, there's certain people that are not going to make it. Bob Roop, the great Malenko. I might be all right with Ron Garvin. I might be all right with him. But what they try to do to the wrestling business, I don't know.
Well, Ronnie did not make my top 100. So.
Yeah. And I don't know that Ronnie Garvin made mine. You know what? He may have made it, but I know Bob Orton. And Bob Orton had great matches. I used to see him in Atlanta. Bob Orton in wrestling, too. Having tremendous matches. Dick Slater in wrestling, too, having tremendous matches. I remember those matches. They're vividly, those things. I can't tell you what I did last week. I can't tell you what I did last hour. I probably can't even tell you what we talked about just while we did that, but I can tell you the matches that Wrestling 2 and Dick Slater had back in 1977, 78, 79. I can tell you those matches, but I can't tell you what I ate for dinner last week. I can't tell you.
I can't remember what they call
it. Richard said it's pausing. Excuse me. It's pausing again, fellas. I wonder why it's doing that. Mm-hmm. It's got something to do with I might have to go in there and do something on the Insider Nation with the YouTube channel. I'm trying to find a different way to do it. I thought I had a kind of an ideal worked out, but that did not work. But I'm still working on it. I'm going to still work on trying to figure out a better way to streamline this where all the insiders, they just know to go to the same place every time. You don't have to have a link that you have to worry about. And I'm trying to do it to where you just have to go to some place on the website. I will still work on that.
We could set up a private YouTube channel also.
Yeah. May have to do, this Insider, the actual the actual YouTube is Insider Nation, and it is private. But for whatever reason, when I do it unlisted, people have a problem getting on it. And then I made it private, and people had a problem getting on it. So then I made it public, and I don't really like it to be public, because then that means anybody can really come in. If they're looking for it, they can find it. So I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do this. And,
well, we could change the name to Rodney's Kevin Sullivan Appreciation Site.
This is true. Yes.
Nobody would ever look for that.
No, they wouldn't. Stuart Kemp, I'm first in and out. Michael, yes, Richard, and the picture it's fuzzy as well. Now make sure that you put that somehow on YouTube. You go to it and you bring it up to 1080, don't you, Jack?
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, you may have that problem.
Yeah.
And I think it's in the little down below there. I don't know how to actually explain it. But it could be that you need to bump yourself up to 1080, because you may be on like 420 and it's lagging some. Plan B was horrible. Yes, that was horrible. It never made. I can't believe it never made television. Still to this day, I don't know why it didn't make television. Pause, as you said, you might have to go in and do something about the Insider and pause it for at least 45 seconds. Could be. I'll just have to look in on it. That's the reason I've been working on it, because we've had some issues the last few weeks. So we're trying our best to try to fix that issue. We may have to go to a completely different kind of system to do it. I can tell you this much: it's been a pain in the last. Charles said, "Make it as you can all talk over each other." We were going to do Zoom. Me and Jack had talked about it, and we were going to do Zoom. Then we figured out that after a certain, you had to pay for it, and it was going to be a lot. I mean, we pay $50 a month for this service to fight, evidently. So, all right, Jack, you ready to do this first one?
Let's do it to it.
Going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside and Out. Our good friend Daniel Lang sent us a bunch of stuff to look over. And, Jack, I wanted to see if you know who these two guys are on the front of this program. This is called The Wrestling Life. I'm not for sure where this was at. I don't know that this says where this thing is, but I've never seen a program like this, by the way. And but I want to do this front of this first and see if you know who the guys are, who one of the guys is in the.
Gosh, I do. Is that Greg Valentine?
That is Greg, who was a Fargo.
Yeah.
Right there, you've got Don and John Fargo. Don and John Fargo. That is Don Fargo. Look how shape he was in at that point in time. On the other side of this must have been the AWA. This must have been a program for the AWA. There we see Bruiser's Most Wanted Enemy. Who's this guy? Do you have a clue who that guy is right there?
I can't tell.
Well, you see there's Vern Gagne on the other side over here. And on the back of this, Vern Gagne, or as me and Rodney used to call him, Vern Gagne. And at the bottom of that is Boris, it says Volkov, and Red Bastien and Cortez. Oh, I guess that's. I'm guessing that's
Yeah,
the.
the one getting the drop kick is Boris Volkov.
I don't know if I ever saw him wrestle. Did you ever
Yeah.
see him?
No, but I remember the name.
So below there is actually Red Bastille, which I heard was a tremendous wrestler.
Yeah.
And I guess that was just Cortez. But look at this program, though. I've never seen nothing like this. It opens up like this, but then I don't know. But the printing of this thing was incredible.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. I mean, that's the most. I would have never thought about doing a program like that. Look at Bobby Heenan there with Blackjack Lanza.
Yeah.
And Wilbur Snyder. I think he must have wrestled everywhere.
He was in the office in that area up there too, I think.
Who's the guy with is that Hans Smith?
Maybe. Yeah, I believe so.
One of our insiders was talking about him, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And but here's let's see, Moosehead Cholik. Do you ever remember seeing him, Jack?
I saw Moose Cholak, and I have tried my best to forget it ever since.
He was that bad?
He was horrible. But now, when I saw him, he was well up there in years and girth.
All right, who's the guy? Who's the
Shozu Kawabashi.
I wonder who the guy is with him. This is a great program, by the way. This is just a tremendous program, and to be able to have something with Greg Valentine as one of the Fargos, that's tremendous. Wrestled as that for many years. Here is another one, and this program was done the same way. Here is, I believe, this might have been Dr. X or Mr. X. I'm not for sure. Is that Mr. X or is that Dr. X? Which one is that? I think it might just been Mr. X.
I think it was.
And there's Blackjack Lanza choking Vern Gagne.
Hold on, let me put my hand up because the glare off Vern's head is getting to me.
Here is who can control the deliberate, sadistic punches and kickers. I didn't know they had those in AWA. I thought they all wrestled there. So evidently, these guys would kick you and beat you up. All right, so now let's open this up. Let's open this one to. The pictures in this thing was tremendous. Well, if I can open it up and I'm going the wrong way with it. There we go. Look at old Nick Bockwinkel right there.
Yeah.
Another king size map poster. Is there going to be a poster inside this thing that when we open this thing up? I don't know that I've opened it up yet. So no, look at this thing. I mean, can you believe the quality of this thing?
Wow.
This is at the Chicago Amphitheater. This was the program for it, evidently. It didn't really have the card anywhere in it, though. There's Bobby Heenan, Blackjack Lanza. And I bet they were, what's that say over there? It's second floor, hours 5 to 10. What's that? Well, there's a Hall of Fame. They were a Hall of Fame there.
Wow.
On the second floor. Always going the wrong way with this thing. Interesting stuff. Just interesting programs. And here we're going to show this one more thing, and then we'll get off here. But this is an actual autograph. He gave us this, and thank you so much, Daniel. This is an actual autograph picture of Kowalski and Bruno Sammartino.
Fenway Park, Boston, June 29th, 1969.
And there's also in the back of it, so you don't think it's there. There's actually a number, 450, where he signed it, and 306 of Bruno Sammartino. Thank you so much, Daniel. I will. I am going to actually put this up and behind the wall back here. We certainly do appreciate this. We will cherish this, and it will be a part of our set every week. You know, I don't think probably younger fans know how important Killer Kowalski and Bruno Sammartino was to professional wrestling.
Train Triple H. So right there's your direct tie.
That's right. Just tremendous. But thank you so much, Daniel. We certainly do appreciate you giving us these. We certainly appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, give us the big thumbs up. Subscribe to the page. Go one step further. Hit that notification bell. And watch the video down below. Go ahead and click on it now and watch that video. Until the next video, on behalf of Jack Lord, I'm Brent West. We'll see you in the next video right here on Pro Wrestling Inside Now. Man, this program, I still can't get over how pretty.
That's nice.
I mean, just the pictures are tremendous, and the papers.
Well, you can tell the paper quality is good because it's held up all these years.
Oh, yeah, it's tremendous. All right, let's see what people have to say, and we'll go ahead and go do this other one so we don't run out of time here. Charles said 1080 on settings below the picture. Okay. Yeah, just make sure you hit that so it comes out clear. It was clear to start. My pixels are okay. It was clear to start. Brent, my pixels are okay. Richard Hood. The tape was sent to Jim Barnett. That's probably the reason it never was put anywhere. By the way, folks, Jim Barnett had more power than Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Junior had. So Vince McMahon, Jim Barnett was a very powerful person. Really, if he didn't want to leave Georgia, he was just ready to leave, or he wouldn't have left. That would have been no getting rid of Jim Barnett if he didn't want to go. He had in his mind that he could get with somebody and he could take over the world. There now, it is clear. Great picture. Thank you, Michael. Michael Barr, the Fargos. Don, which was a tremendous person in Dothan. I mean, he was tremendous. Programs are from Chicago. That's what was it at the empty theater? Is that where they had the? Well, let me ask you a question, Dan. Did you? It said now open, second floor, southeast corner. Cost you $1.50 on day of show only from 5 to 10. Well, ain't that during the show? Or was the shows of the afternoon? I mean, why would you want somebody to be watching? Nick Goulas didn't even want you to be in the aisle. If you were in the lobby area, he'd come and run you out. You bought a ticket, get in there and watch it. He actually would do it. I was there several times when you ran people out of the. Cortez was killed in a car accident when him and Bastien were AWA Tag Team Champions. Was Cortez good, Charles?
I think somebody else, Hercules Cortez. I remember that name now.
So he died when with champs. Michael Barr, was there a wrestler, Killer Kowalski? Yeah, that's who this.
Oh yeah,
that's this is that's him right there.
Historically, Killer was one of the most famous wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, he was something else. Rick Brooks said yes, it was Hans Smith with the bearing. Okay, Dr. X. Oh, that was Dick. That was Dick Breyer.
Yeah, I guess the Mr. X, was he not maybe down in the southeast, southwest area? I get them confused. I mean, I was thinking that was Dick Breyer, but I couldn't remember if it was Mr. X or Dr. X.
Somewhere I actually have his. You remember back in the magazines you could buy a Super Destroyer mask?
Yep.
And, I still have one here, but it's in horrible shape. But I still have it. Let me see if I can grab that real quick.
In the meantime, we'll take a brief commercial break There we are.
This thing is in horrible condition because I got it when I was 7 years old, I guess. But this is the But back then, it's falling apart now because it's so old. But I still have this after so many years. But I can't remember how much it was, but you could order it through.
I remember reading that his wife made his mask out of a girdle.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Boy, he was over.
Yeah. Nice guy. I got to spend a day with him when I did a show in upstate New York several years back. And, oh, what a great individual.
Michael just was talking about that, and I didn't even know he had it, but he said, I remember as a teenager, I would buy some rice wings. There was a car where person could purchase, Dr. X. Now, this was actually a destroyer mask. I wonder if he made the money off of this. So I'm pretty sure he didn't let this be sold without making the money off of this stuff. I used to have 2 or 3 of these, actually. I went ahead and just kept on. Every time I'd sell a bunch of programs, I'd send in that $6.95 or whatever it was. It wasn't a lot. Michael Barr said, Brent, you have some really great collector's cards there. Yeah, but this one right here was given to us by Daniel Lang. There's another one we're going to show here in just a second as well. And we'll show that one in a minute. Richard Hood. Has anybody ever noticed that Nick Bockwinkel and Eva Knievel look similar? They kind of do, don't they?
Yeah.
The only thing about it, Nick Bockwinkel didn't break every bone in his body. Poor old Eva Knievel. Did you know that Vince McMahon had something to do with the jump that Eva Knievel did?
Snake River Canyon.
He actually promoted that. Lost a lot of money on that one. I don't think he actually made the jump, did he?
No. I think he, once he got off that ramp, either the chute malfunctioned or he pulled it early or something, but it just straight down.
So, but Vince did lose money on that, but he was the promoter of that. I never knew that. Never knew that he promoted that. Now you mentioned there is a resemblance. Ivan Putski. I'm not for sure any of them people were Ivan Putski. I don't know that was in here, was it?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, there must be another one over there. I'll have to look through, or it may be in this one right here. He said, "Looking great. Think it was $9.95. Yes, it was a girl. Oh, these masks were $9.95. That's what these were. That was a lot of money back in 1970 something, wasn't it? I know this was 1976, 1977. Yeah. I don't think it was after that.
I didn't start buying wrestling magazines till around that time, and I remember them being in every magazine just about.
I can't believe I've held on to this how many times after about, 45 times moving this thing.
We're almost equal on the moves.
Brett and Jack can hook you up with some real wrestling masks if you like. Yeah, did he ever order any masks from you, Jack? Somebody wanted to.
I've had several.
All right, I'm going to. This one is this is probably the one he's talking about. It's got a picture of. Daniel, I wish I would have done all my programs like this. If I would have done my programs like this, where he's got them, he's bought them, and there's a little thing. They wouldn't all been sticking together right now. And if I would have took the time and put them in but I just never thought about it. But I thought about it when I was sitting there crying when that was happening. So I did cry. Now I'm man enough to say my programs got messed up that I had for years. Yes, I did some crying. All right, I'm going to try to open this up without messing something up here. All right. We will go over this one. Before I open this one up. Daniel, is there anything? It seems like this is just the cover. Am I correct about this? before I open it up because it don't seem like there's anything in this but the cover. I'm not for sure. I was afraid to open them. I was just trying to keep them in pristine condition. I'll just go ahead and open it.
Charles Bellflower said that with inflation, those masks are $44.20 today.
Wow. Yeah, there's something on here, Daniel. I went ahead and opened it up. Let's see. Rick Brooks, I spent as much time hanging out by the dressing room singing autographs that I did watch the matches. Nick Goulas would have ran you out of there, Rick. He'd have told you bought a ticket. Get in there and watch them wrestling matches. Can't believe $44 for that mask. Well, I wonder why Wrestling 2 didn't do that. It was great friends with Bill Apter. Could you imagine the money he would have made if you could have bought a Wrestling 2 mask? But I don't think he wanted people to have Wrestling 2 masks. They would have been all kinds of fake Wrestling 2s out there.
You know, a lot of them back then didn't, get into the T-shirts or stuff like I thought they would. I remember Austin Idol being a heel and selling gimmicks galore. I mean, he would sell out just about every show because he was the only one selling.
Okay. All right. You ready, Jack, to do this next one?
Let's do it to her.
Let's see what Stuart Kemp got to say real quick. I still have mine, which I got in 85 from Wrestling Eye. It was blue with a silver hawk on the front. I worked at Silver Hawk on my first wrestling match. Just think it was not there. That's the reason right there that Johnny Walker didn't have Wrestling 2 mask on there. That's the reason. See, Stuart, that's the reason he didn't do that. Same way with my wrestling and old classic singers for 50 pictures. Yeah, this stuff, years of collecting, and then you just, man, I may tear up here in a minute, guys. I'm gonna cry right in front of you thinking about it. All right, going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Inside Now. We're gonna go over. Daniel Lang sent us a bunch of photographs and programs from the AWA, the American Wrestling Association. Here is a program, I believe, 1983. Mr. Saito. Jack, you think this was before or after?
McDonald's?
Yeah.
I think that was before McDonald's.
Way before the McDonald's. What title does he have? Well, he was a tag team champion, though, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the tag team champions.
Ken Patera.
Nick Bockwinkel, the AWA World's Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
And that's a champion right there, buddy.
Classy man, too. Very nice man. We got to make some trips with him in 1987 when he came through Continental Championship Wrestling, and he wanted to actually be the booker of Continental Championship Wrestling. I think they should have allowed him to do it because he would have brought something new to the table that we were just giving the same old stuff over and over and over again, about like what you watch on WWE these days. Here is Baron von Raschke. Oh, there's old Buck Zumoff. Oh, somebody said he'd be in the top 100. Who's the guy, right? Who's the Chris Markoff? Chris Markoff in that. And
he was good.
Kenny J. I don't know if I've ever remember seeing a Kenny J.
I remember the name. I don't remember ever seeing him wrestle.
There is Hulk Hogan and Ken Patera in that, and also Jerry Blackwell. And Aldon Al-Casey. I guess that's how you used to say his name.
Adnan Al-Casey.
I never could say his name. He should
Billy White Wolf.
He should have just stayed as Billy White. Well, about this time, I guess it was Mr. Fuji. Mr. Fuji. And,
okay.
They must have been the tag team champions. I don't know if that's the AWA or that's the WWF tag team titles. I'm not for sure. Because wasn't they WWF tag team champions as well?
Seems like they were.
Did you ever get any of them cards, Jack? Them trading cards?
No.
I never got any of those either. I never. It was about. Oh, here's the High Flyers. I watched the show from 1978, Memphis, Tennessee. They were on there, and I can't remember who they was wrestling against, but they were going to have a 50-man battle royal. 50 men. and they built a ring that was 24. It was a 24-foot ring for this 50-man battle royal. I wonder if AWA had this same match in 1978, because I don't think, knowing Jerry Jarrett, he's too cheap to actually buy one himself.
I wrestled Don Bass in a 24-foot ring one time.
Did you get wore out just running?
Hey, oh yeah, we stayed on one side the whole time.
There's old Jesse the Body Ventura in this program there. Bobby Heenan, Nick Bockwinkel. Great program. All right, here is one. The Big K. Who's the Big K?
Gosh, I do remember that name. I can't remember any details about it.
See if somebody tells us who maybe Daniel will know who it is. Hey, look at here. He was selling some Donna Power, Vern Gagne. Even back in those days, he was trying to sell some merchandise.
Stan Kowalski was the Big K.
Oh, okay. And was he the manager of Ivan Koloff?
Or
was he just a tag team partner?
I believe he was a tag team partner.
Oh, I see that. Koloff and Big K form Brutal Team. Right there it is. And here is Dick Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes. They are right there. Maybe in this one's the one's got the Ric Flair picture. I would venture to say maybe this is the program that has it.
The almost rambling Ricky Rhodes.
That's right, but Vern Gagne put a stop to that. Rene Goulet, tremendous wrestler, by the way.
Oh, man, he was great.
Jack, how should you say that? What's that, the guy's name? I don't know that I can read. There's old George Scott. Later would become the booker for a long period of time for Jim Crockett Promotions. William Snyder. You said he was in the office at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Crusher, Dick the Bruiser, Vern Gagne, or as I said, Vern Gagne. Worldwide.
I think he was owner in the Bruisers territory.
On the Bruisers territory. Think about it. There's Billy Graham, Wahoo McDaniel, but Wahoo didn't have a great day that day. Somebody had roughed him up. Let's see here. They had beautiful programs, by the way.
Yep.
Oh, here's the card, and I know, Jack, you won't be able to read that, so I'll read that real quick over here. This card for this, guys. I may not even be able to read it, and I'm right here with it. Opening bout: John Heidman against Jim Brunzell. Tinker Todd. He was from England. Tinker Todd.
I remember that name.
Against Bob Brugers, which was in that.
Yep, he was in the plane crash.
Reggie Park against the Big K. Ivan Koloff against George Scott. Dirty Dusty Rhodes and Dirty Dick Murdoch against Danny Hodge and Dr. Dill Miller. Dr. Dill Miller. I've never heard of that. Wahoo McDaniel against Superstar Billy Graham was the main event. Dusty Rhodes tells a story that he thought he could whip Danny Hodge. He said that that's who he wanted to take on. He wanted to take on Danny Hodge. He said that Danny Hodge hurt him in more ways than he had ever seen somebody hurt. And I think a lot of people can tell that same story, because Danny Hodge would hurt you in a minute, and you wouldn't even know what happened. Look at Andre the Giant. Man, look at this picture of Andre. He was slim. Look at that.
Wow.
Billy Robinson. Oh, what a tremendous wrestler he was. He was so good. Nick Bockwinkel. They had great talent in AWA. Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens is one of the best ever put on a pair of tights.
Yep.
If you've not seen him, go and do yourself a favor. Watch him. He is tremendous. All right, so, Ric Flair. And Bob, which goes, I think at the same time when Ric Flair goes to the NWA, and there's Joe Scarpello, Bull, which was over that Bulkinski, however you say that. He was over big time in that area. Pedro Morales, the Blackjacks. Man, I'm if you could just go back, there's a Dr. X mask right there. That's where you could order your mask right there.
I remember that ad.
Yeah. Good stuff. There's Reggie Parks. By the way, they forgot the S on the end of the day. Reggie Parks, which made the belts for many years. Yep. And there we see Mad Dog LaShawn, and I think it's Butcher, right?
Yep, that's Butcher.
They said he was crazy, by the way.
Butcher is on Facebook.
I wonder if he's still crazy as he was back in those days. This mask right here, $3. Mask was only $3. The T-shirt was $3. So that wasn't bad at all. If we could sell masks for $3 today, we'd be rich people. But it costs $6 just to mail this stuff. Great photographs, and we'll go one more picture that I think Daniel aimed for this. The Valiant Brothers.
Wow.
Signed by Johnny and Jimmy. Just a great picture right there. And on the back of it, their certificate of
authenticity
for the autograph of and again, thank you so much, Daniel, for this. This is going to go on the back wall and hang up. If you enjoyed this video, give us the big thumbs up. Subscribe to the page. Go one step further. Hit that notification bell. Watch the video down below. Until the next video, this is Brent West along with Jack Lord, and we'll see you in the next video right here on Pro Wrestling Inside Now. Yeah, this is incredible. There's actually 3 people that signed that.
Lou Albano.
Yeah, Lou Albano signed it. There's actually 4. I know Johnny Valentine. I know Jimmy Valiant. I mean Johnny Valiant and Jimmy Valiant. But who was the other guy?
Well, that's one of the other Valiants, isn't it?
Yeah, he wasn't around long, was he?
I think he was in WWE for a while. I can't believe I can't think of his name.
Great stuff, though. Great stuff. While you're looking that up, I'm going to see where we were.
Okay, Jerry Valiant.
Jerry Valiant. Yes.
I think Jerry is the one who was not a Valiant really all that long.
Yeah, because he changed his name to something else, didn't he?
Yeah, he did several different names, I believe.
Michael Barr, same with my wrestling. Oh, okay, we already seen that. Charles, I think Jerry copyrighted the wrestling team.
Which I noticed his son the other day. Robert had said, answering somebody's question on the page, that he was still working on getting replica masks made to sell, and T-shirts and several other authentic items.
I thought for the longest K&H made Wrestling 2's mask. No, Wrestling 2's wife made his mask.
Yeah.
And the stretchiest material I think I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Them things are stretched. If it was a 16-foot ring, he could be on one side of the ring, and that mask would stretch all the way to the other side.
Well, but you better not touch it if he didn't tell you
to. He would absolutely whip you.
I had a tag team partner that obviously didn't get that memo, and it was a rough night at the office for him.
But we have to thank Daniel for these. Yeah, these are spectacular. Um, certainly do appreciate it. Does anyone ever have any footage of AWA Ole Anderson? I don't think that he stayed there long enough. I think he was just. I think he went from there and went to Stu Hart's territory.
Yep.
Went very briefly to Eddie Graham, and then right directly to and started getting pushed to the main event as an Anderson and with Gene, because really Gene or Ole didn't like Lars, so. No idea that Nick Bockwinkel came to CCW. Yeah, he came in 1987. He went against Wendell Cooley in I know Johnson City. Drew a pretty decent house in Johnson City. He wrestled different people though, but we got to travel with him for 7 days because he was there for a whole week. Just tremendous matches, and he was such a classy person. Such a nice man. We got to make a lot of trips with a lot of people, and Nick Bockwinkel, one of them guys that you sat and learned. I mean, that was Dusty Rose said, "Don't tell you what, that's a learning tree," and that's exactly what Nick Bockwinkel was. He was a learning tree. We learned so much about psychology and the business itself. Dick Murdoch learned a lot from them. Could Dr. D. David Schultz be in the top 100? Yes. Yeah, by far he could be there. Stan Kowalski. Ron Bass was a big name in pro wrestling. Yes, he was. I liked him when he was with Don Bass and
Ma Bass.
I thought that. I think that was, and I didn't see them when they did it. I've seen videos, and Dad talked about them all the time. Especially Ma Bass. He always talked about her. Michael Barr, that was a lot of blading back in the old school wrestling years, something that is not seen too much today. And I don't know that it needs to be done today.
No, I hated it back in the day.
Yeah, I think it was overly done. I think it took the fun away from it when it was done.
And the joke was never ask Tommy Rich to do it, because if you told him in the dressing room, he'd do it there.
I could crawl with the picks and autographs I tossed in the trash after lessons. It was all a work, including Wild Bill Kerr and 30 bucks. You threw them away. Man. Yeah, when you look back.
Hey, I had tons of wrestling magazines, and I chunked all of them. I've got very few. In fact, the ones that I have on display here, there's some more right up above it, but those are ones that people have gifted me over just the last few years. And these are from 59 to 61, I think.
Wow. That's, it's, I save stuff. And what would happen is every night when a new program come out, Dad would get it. If we wasn't there, he would get it. And these cards that we got, he would make sure that he got one of these for every town. And he would bring it back, and it would be in his bag. Some of these were a little sweaty, sometimes. You had to let them hang up and dry off from where he refereed, but he would make sure he got his cards from it. I probably had 2,000 of these from different days, different towns, because every town they had one of these, and I had many of these, and they got destroyed in the water, but I had them all for years. You got to remember, he was there 11 years, and he would give these things every time. And then they quit making these, mainly because when it said down here, program subject to change, they might as well said program will change. Might as well have just said that. Awesome photo of the, and it said it was Jimmy, Johnny, Jerry, and Lou. Man, that's tremendous. Jack, how thick are the plates and the belts that Brent mentioned earlier?
4 millimeter.
Jerry Valiant, Johnny Valiant, Jimmy, Johnny and Jerry. Guy Mitchell was Jerry Valiant. And he eventually went back to Guy Mitchell, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I meant All Cool. Richard. Thanks, Michael. Ray Stevens, top. Yeah, he was so good. He was so good. Even as he got older, he was great. Now, we're going to draw you no money in Atlanta. He just wasn't going to. But he was so smooth in the ring. Told such stories. He was, and he was a good guy as well. Just a great guy. All right, Jack, it's about time for us to get off of here. We want to thank all the supporters. We certainly do appreciate it. Sorry for those who couldn't get on last night because we had some difficulties for people who get on, but we will get all that ironed out in the next few weeks, and we'll just do it the same way we've been doing it until we figure out a better way. And it may take a long time to figure that out. As I've gotten older, it's harder to retain information. Thank you guys so much. We'll see everyone next week, and y'all have a good week and a good weekend and a good 4th of July. Make sure y'all make sure that when you shoot them fireworks out that you get away before they go off. And don't let them off and get into your house and burn your house down. I've seen that happen before. That's not good. Thank y'all so much. We'll see everybody next week.